Do you think women over the age of 55 no longer catch a man's attention? Then maybe you just have not worn the right skirt. I used to believe that too. As we age, we start choosing clothes that are more convenient than beautiful. We begin to believe that those tender, admiring glances are now reserved only for the younger generation. We stop wearing makeup. We stop picking dresses that make us feel soft and feminine. And slowly we begin to live as if we are no longer the kind of woman worth turning to look at. Until one day I wore a skirt again. It was not short. It was not revealing. It was not flashy. It was simply an A-line skirt that fell just below the knee, paired with a white blouse and a pair of flats. That day, I visited a small bookstore tucked in the Old Town district of the Northeast, and there, standing between two shelves, was an older gentleman who looked at me, a gaze that lingered just a bit longer than usual. It was not a stare. It was not invasive. It was a look filled with respect, a touch of quiet surprise, and an unmistakable gentleness, as if he was seeing something beautiful, not loud, not new, but real. And that was when it hit me. It is not that men stop noticing. It is that we forget how to make ourselves worth noticing. The truth is, this is not just a feeling. Multiple studies have shown that the gentle movement of a skirt can hold a man's attention up to 3 times longer than a pair of pants, even when the fabric and color are exactly the same, because a skirt carries something alive, feminine, and soft. And men, no matter their age, are naturally drawn to that kind of presence. And today, I am going to share with you 5 types of skirts. Not the kind that require a perfect figure, and not the kind that scream for attention. These are the kinds of skirts that can quietly bring you out of the background, the kinds that make you feel softer, more beautiful, and perhaps most unexpectedly seen again through warmer, more genuine eyes. Especially the skirt at position number 1. It is a type of skirt that not only makes you look instantly younger, but more importantly, can awaken that quiet sense of confidence inside you, the one that may have been asleep for far too long. We are going to start with the softest and move toward the boldest. And if you stay with me until the end, I will also share a simple tip, a subtle styling trick that can turn even the plainest skirt into something unforgettable. Not because it shows too much, but because it reveals just the right things, with beautiful subtlety. Are you ready? Let us begin. The below-the-knee A-line skirt. If you could choose just one style of skirt to start again, the A-line skirt would be the perfect place to begin. This silhouette flatters nearly every body shape, especially for women over 50. It falls gently from the waist, softly covering the lower belly, shaping a smooth curve, and making your legs appear longer without you even trying. I used to wear pants for years thinking skirts were inconvenient, but one day I tried on a beige A-line skirt, simple, no patterns. And when I looked at myself in the mirror, I paused for a few seconds. There was something in my own eyes, something that suddenly lit up. I did not see myself looking younger. I saw myself looking softer. And that feeling changed everything, my posture, the way I walked, and a kind of quiet feminine energy that is hard to put into words. At a reunion with old friends, I wore that same skirt again, paired with a soft linen blouse and low-heeled shoes. Someone said to me, "You look like you did back when you used to teach graceful and composed with presence." I knew then that the change had nothing to do with lipstick or hairstyle. It was because I was wearing something that made me feel the most like myself. An A-line skirt should fall just below the knees. The fabric should hold its shape, but still be soft like a cotton linen blend or lightweight twill. Ideal colors for mature women are earth tones, soft beige, olive green, pale gray, or navy blue. Pair it with classic loafers or simple ballet flats, and you will look effortlessly elegant. You do not need to go anywhere special. Even if it is just a weekend trip to the farmer's market, an afternoon at an art exhibit, or a stroll through your familiar neighborhood, wearing an A-line skirt will make you feel like you're not just showing up, but truly present, feminine, whole, and quietly radiant. The soft pleated skirt. If the A-line skirt brings you gently back to yourself with quiet elegance, then the soft pleated skirt is what gives every step you take a sense of rhythm. The way it moves as you walk, even if it is just passing by a cafe or stepping into a corner store, can make everything around you seem to slow down. Women in pleated skirts do not just get noticed, they are felt. I still remember the day I wore a light ash gray pleated skirt to a casual brunch in a quiet neighborhood in Vermont. I paired it with a cream long-sleeved top and low-heeled shoes, and I did not wear any bold makeup. As I stood up to pour some tea, a middle-aged man at the next table smiled and said, "Your skirt moves so softly it's like a breeze." I simply smiled back. But inside there was this strange, unfamiliar feeling people still do notice those gentle movements. It is just that I had stopped creating them for a long time. A pleated skirt does not need extra details. What matters most is the fabric. It should be soft enough to fall beautifully. Materials like silky polyester, dense chiffon, or lightweight satin all work well. Cool tone pastels like muted teal, dusty rose, or pale gray help bring a sense of lightness to the whole outfit. Pair it with a top that is not too fitted and pointed toe flats or low-heeled slingbacks, and you will find yourself walking more slowly and without trying, feeling softer too. Many women believe that dressing well is about making an impression. But in truth, dressing well, especially in a skirt like this, is about allowing yourself to soften to become more refined. And through that quiet elegance, others will feel the energy you radiate without needing any introduction at all. The stretch pencil skirt. If the pleated skirt makes you feel graceful and emotionally in tune, then the pencil skirt is a quiet declaration of confidence and mature presence. Not the stiff, tight office version we used to wear in our younger years, but a modern version, lightly stretchy, soft, breathable, yet still structured enough to define your shape and make your movements feel deliberate and self-assured. I once wore a pencil skirt to a parent meeting at the local library. That day, I chose a charcoal-colored pencil skirt made from lightly stretchable fabric cut just below the knee, paired with a simple white blouse and a cozy cardigan. When the meeting ended, a father sitting next to me turned and said, "You look very professional, but still gentle." His comment made me laugh, but it also stayed with me for quite some time. It turns out you do not need a short or extravagant dress to make an impression. Just the right silhouette and the right attitude are more than enough to show up clearly and attractively. A pencil skirt naturally changes your posture. You stand taller, walk more slowly, and move with clarity. It gives off the energy of someone who knows exactly who she is and does not need to raise her voice to be seen. This kind of skirt is perfect for meetings, social events, even errands or volunteer work, anywhere you want to appear put together without seeming rigid. The most important thing is choosing the right fabric. Avoid thick, overly tight materials. Instead, go for lightly stretchy cotton rayon, blended with spandex or a medium weight knit. The ideal length is just below the knee, giving you a modest yet elegant silhouette. If you feel self-conscious about your stomach or hips, you can layer a long, lightweight cardigan or a relaxed blouse that falls gently over the waist to add just enough coverage. A woman who wears a pencil skirt the right way does not need flashy accessories. A pair of low-block heels, a soft leather handbag in a neutral tone, and a slim wristwatch are all it takes. Because in truth, it is not the skirt itself that leaves an impression. It is the quiet confidence you radiate while walking in it. I still remember how it felt the first time I wore a pencil skirt again, after years of nothing but jeans and leggings. I no longer felt like I was hiding. I felt like I was stepping forward as a woman who knows her worth and is ready to show up. Not loudly, but in a way that cannot be ignored. The asymmetrical skirt. If the first three types of skirts help you feel graceful, composed, or confidently polished, then the asymmetrical skirt gently whispers to you, you can still be fresh. You can still surprise people without having to do anything loud. This is the kind of skirt for women who are mature, experienced, and yet have never lost the desire to rediscover themselves. I still remember the first time I wore an asymmetrical skirt. It was at a small backyard gathering at a friend's house in Portland. That day, I chose a black cotton skirt that fell to mid-calf on one side and was about a hand's length shorter on the other. No frills, no high slit, just a gentle, uneven hemline. I paired it with a white V-neck tee and a pair of wedge sandals. No one said I looked younger, but 3 different people, both men and women, told me I looked very interesting. And I realized it might be because I was wearing something that made me curious about myself too. An asymmetrical skirt creates movement even when you are standing still. Its slanted cut naturally elongates your frame, slims the legs, and most importantly, hints that you are not someone easy to predict. For women over 60, it offers a little gift. It flatters the figure, adds a touch of subtle edge, and still holds on to elegance and modesty. The right fabrics for this type of skirt should have a soft but structured feel like thick jersey stretch knit or cotton blended with rayon, so that it holds its shape without clinging or wrinkling. And for color, choose deep refined neutrals like navy chocolate brown, dark olive, or wine red. You will feel different even without saying a word. As for styling, there is no need to overdo it. A pair of long earrings, a soft leather crossbody bag, and simple low-heeled sandals or sleek slip-ons are enough. And if you pull your hair back neatly and add a hint of tinted lip balm, you will look like someone walking through an art gallery full of inspiration and effortlessly stylish. The asymmetrical skirt is not meant to impress others. It is meant to remind yourself, I am still living, still exploring, still playing with who I want to be. And when you walk into a room with that kind of spirit, people will notice you. Not because you look unusual, but because you feel real. And that is always magnetic. The dark floral dress. After the skirts that make you feel elegant, polished, or subtly daring, the dark floral dress arrives like a quiet pause, gentle, introspective, and deeply poetic. It is not the kind of dress that makes you the center of attention the moment you walk into a room, but it is the kind that makes people want to take a second look. Silently, softly, with warm curiosity. I still remember one October afternoon when the air was crisp and golden leaves drifted gently down onto the brick sidewalk. I wore a dark floral dress with tiny prints against a black background paired with a soft ash gray cardigan and dark brown ankle boots. No jewelry, no elaborate hairstyle. I simply walked into a little bookstore in New Hampshire, the one I visit almost every weekend. The owner, a man in his 70s, looked up and quietly said, "You look like one of those women from an old novel today. Gentle and unforgettable." I smiled not because of the compliment, but because in that moment I truly felt present, completely there in my own skin. A dark floral dress often carries a sense of timelessness filled with a nostalgic charm. It reminds you of the days when American women wore dresses every day to the market, the library, or while stitching quietly on a porch swing. Yet at the same time, it feels effortlessly modern if you style it right. Most importantly, it never makes you feel like you are trying too hard. Wearing it, you naturally slow down. Breathe deeper and tune into yourself more clearly. Choose small, evenly spaced floral prints, either tone on tone or softly muted, and avoid loud patterns or oversized blooms. The silhouette should be gently relaxed or slightly cinched at the high waist, falling just below the knee, so it feels modest yet still soft and fluid. Ideal fabrics include rayon viscose or lightweight cotton, allowing the skirt to flow naturally and move with grace as you walk. Styling. A dark floral dress is easy as long as you keep everything else simple. A plain cardigan, a canvas tote, a pair of sunglasses, and your hair tied low. Or if you feel like adding a touch of romance, drape a vintage patterned scarf around your neck and slip on a pair of low-cut Oxfords. You will feel as though you are living inside an American autumn painting. And one last thought, sometimes wearing a floral dress is not about being seen. It is about remembering the soft beauty you once carried, about recalling the girl who used to stand by the window watching the sunlight and realizing that even now you can still be that woman just with the right dress. You do not need to show off. You just need to feel right and gentle. That alone is enough to make someone remember you. So we have just explored 5 different kinds of skirts, each one offering a unique slice of feminine beauty in our mature years. There is a skirt that gently brings you back to yourself, calm and graceful. One that lets you move like a soft melody. One that highlights your quiet confidence and inner strength. Another that adds a subtle twist, a sense of mystery and surprise. And one that makes you feel like you just stepped out of a timeless photograph, still but full of warmth. You may not need all of these skirts, but I truly believe that just one of them might be enough to awaken that part of you that has not been touched in a very long time. We as women over the age of 55 do not need to try to look younger. We do not need to follow trends. What we need is to return to that gentleness that once made us fall in love with ourselves. And sometimes a simple skirt can be the quiet beginning of that return. I hope that after this video you will take another look at your wardrobe and maybe, just maybe, try wearing a skirt again. Not for a special occasion, just on a clear morning, or for an afternoon walk, or simply because you feel like it. You do not need anyone to notice you, but how wonderful it is to realize that you still have the power to make someone pause just to look at you. Not because of the skirt, but because you look alive, present, and beautifully yourself. Before we part, I want to ask you something. Among the 5 skirts I shared, which one do you feel most drawn to? Or have you ever had a special memory with a skirt that made you feel truly beautiful? I would love for you to share it in the comments below. I genuinely look forward to reading your story. If you found this video helpful, please do not forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and share it with a woman you love. Because who knows, just one little video might inspire someone to feel more beautiful, softer, and a little more in love with herself. Thank you for staying with me until the very end. And I will see you again in the next videos where we will keep talking, listening, and cherishing the small and simple things that make the journey of being a woman so incredibly tender and so incredibly beautiful.